In the year 1920, the people of Iraq revolted against British rule. After the collapse of the Ottoman Empire, the British established control over Iraq and imposed heavy taxation on the people. Such high levels of taxation were never experienced by the people of the region during Ottoman rule, and the Iraqi people refused to be controlled and exploited by non-Muslim rulers. The Iraqi Rebellion of 1920 erupted in southern Iraq when a tribal leader known as Sheikh Sha'lan Abu Jawn was arrested by British authorities for failing to repay an agricultural loan. However, his tribe broke into the British jail and forcefully released him from prison. After hearing about this incident, many other Iraqi tribes picked up their weapons and began revolting against the British government. Many British soldiers were killed in violent ambushes and surprise attacks by Iraqi rebels. The rebellion spread across different towns and cities across southern Iraq, and the rebels attacked British infrastructure such as police stations, offices, and telegraph lines. Therefore, the British were in a state of panic and were in danger of losing control of one of their colonies. Therefore, the British tried to use the divide and rule tactic. Because Iraq was a religiously diverse place, the British attempted to create divisions between Sunnis and Shias. However, this tactic failed, as both Sunnis and Shias were united against British rule. Shortly after the rebellion began in the south, which was inhabited mostly by Shia tribes, the British army officer known as Lieutenant Gerard Leachman approached the Sunni tribal leader known as Sheikh Dari bin Mahmud, who was the leader of the Shammar tribe, which resided in the desert between Baghdad and Fallujah. Lieutenant Leachman appealed to Sheikh Dari and requested him to help the British crush the revolt in the south. However, the Sheikh refused to offer any assistance and instead killed Lieutenant Leachman. After killing the British lieutenant, Sheikh Dari and his tribe declared war against the British and joined the Iraqi Rebellion. The rebellion quickly spread to all regions of the country and became a nationwide rebellion against British rule. Besides tribal leaders, landowners, religious leaders, intellectuals, merchants, and former Ottoman army officers also revolted against the British occupation. For example, wealthy landowners such as Muhsin Abu Tabikh donated huge amounts of money to the revolutionaries. Religious leaders also played a major role, and both Sunni and Shia leaders called on the people to wage a holy war against the British. Shia imams such as Sheikh Mahdi al-Khalisi and Sunni imams such as Mufti Muhammad Habib al-Ubaidi called on Iraqis to put aside their religious differences and fight a united jihad against the British occupiers. Intellectuals and poets such as Ahmed al-Safi al-Najafi, Muhammad Abdul Hussein al-Hili, and Ma'ruf al-Rusafi also motivated people to revolt through their poems and writings. Iraqi politicians also participated in the revolution. For example, before the rebellion erupted, Ja'far Abu Timan established a party known as the Guardians of Independence, which was preparing to create an independent Iraqi government after the exit of British troops. Ja'far Abu Timan and his party also issued statements in support of the rebellion and called on Iraqis to pick up their weapons. The rebels managed to inflict heavy losses on the British and captured cities such as Najaf, Kufa, and Karbala. However, the 1920 Iraqi rebellion was eventually crushed by British aerial bombardment and advanced British weaponry. Although the British eventually managed to regain control of Iraq, the rebellion costed them £40 million and the lives of 1,200 British soldiers. The rebellion failed to achieve its ultimate goal of liberating the country from British rule. However, the Iraqi rebellion forced the British to reduce taxation and direct administrative control over the country. After the rebellion of 1920, the British adopted a policy of indirect rule and appointed King Faisal as the ruler of Iraq. The British then filled the Iraqi government with locals while leaving some British advisors and officers in the country.